This is Actar's Reviews, from anime to figures and beyond. Hey, this is Aktar and welcome to another episode of Aktar's Figure Reviews. Today on Aktar's Figure Reviews, we're going to take a look at another Knightmare Frame from the Robot Spirits line produced by Bandai. And today it's Tohdoh's custom Knightmare Frame, the Zangetsu. And that, like all other Knightmare Frames, is from the series Code Geass, the Illusion of the Rebellion, produced by Sunrise. So first off, as usual, we're going to take a look at the box. And the box here is pretty similar to the other Knightmare Frame boxes, but as usual, it is pretty thin, as you can see. You have this red strip over here that has the Robot Spirits logo, Robot Tamashii, and yes, this is the kanji for Tamashii. You have Knightmare Frame, Zangetsu, Bandai logo, Code Geass logo, and Sunrise logo. And over here we have a little pixelated, or I should say, blurred out image of the Zangetsu. Here is the figure itself in the windowed display. Turning the box around, we see the sides, and at the back we see, like all the other figures, a picture collage of the figure in various poses and showing off in a number of accessories. Over here we have the product specs, including the height, the features and the accessories that are included. Some safety warnings here, Knightmare Frame, and of course the Zangetsu striking a pose. And the bottom and at the top there's nothing much to talk about, so let's go ahead and open the box. And here's the figure in its plastic casing. You can see that all the accessories is placed very nicely and neatly in the box itself, in the plastic casing. And over here we have the silver background, and at the back we have the instruction sheet that comes with all the Knightmare Frame figures. And unlike the Gawains, and this instruction sheet is pretty similar to the rest of the Knightmare Frames, and it is black and white. Okay, so let me open it up and we'll take a look at the figure in closer detail. Here's some of the included materials with the instruction sheet. First of all, we have a little advertisement for the Tamashii stage, which is pretty much a stand accessory for the Robot Tamashii figures. And all the Robot Tamashii figures don't come with stands, except of course the Gawain and the Lancelot Conquest Star figure. 1,365 yen, not too steep a price, but I doubt I'll be getting it. And of course we have the actual instruction sheet itself. We see the Robot Tamashii logos, and of course the instructions on how to actually put on or to equip the various accessories to the Zangetsu itself. We'll be going through that, so we'll leave this aside for now. And so here is the figure itself. Now before actually going into the figure, let me just give you a little bit of a backstory about the figure. So Tohdoh's custom unit is actually based on the Akatsuki, and that is the Black Knight's 7th generation mass-produced Knightmare Frame. And of course the design of the Knightmare Frame, Tohdoh's custom Knightmare Frame, is based heavily upon his original customized Knightmare Frame, the customized GAH that was actually seen in the first season of the anime, and the shoulder parts, the head pieces, and the color schemes. The color scheme was all brought over from the first Knightmare Frame, and I have to say it really does look exactly like its show counterpart. Fantastic quality. Just look at the color scheme, the sculpt, and the detail really come together to bring off a fantastic piece of art. Really cool figure. Before I show you the accessories of the figure, let's just take a look at the articulation of the figure, which is of course astounding. The head, first of all, can be rotated 360 degrees and is on a ball joint. Can look up and look down with no problems whatsoever. We can see that its arm is on a ball joint and fully rotational, forwards, backwards, any way it wants because it's on a ball joint. The shoulder piece is of course mounted, the shoulder pad I should say, is mounted on a separate joint. The arm can rotate below the shoulder and once again above the forearm here. Tons and tons of articulation, and of course forwards, backwards over here for the arm. The wrist in the hand is on a ball joint. The waist articulation is again fantastic because nowadays, as you know, figures don't really have waist articulation, especially in the Transformers line. But there is waist articulation on the figure. It can rotate 360 degrees. Fantastic. The legs, they are on ball joints and fully rotational. We see that the knee joint can move forwards and backwards, and it's actually slightly double jointed, once above the knee and once below the knee itself. We also have its land spinners, as like all the other Knightmare Frame figures from the Japanese line. Its land spinners are over here, and then something really I think it's really neat about the Japanese Knightmare Frame designs, in the sense that the land spinners actually go into the leg itself, and unlike the Britannian models, which actually stored just by the side of the leg. And I think that this is a much sleeker design. There are actually two individual pieces at the back of the feet. They'll be able to move forwards and backwards. Not really sure if this is considered as an ankle joint, but it really does help posability. And the front of the feet is rotation as well, and it's on a ball joint. Fantastic. This really allows a lot of poses. The feet itself is so dynamic. There are already 3 separate joints in the foot itself, but sadly this time the land spinners cannot be rotated. They're actually fixed in place. Other than that, the articulation is outstanding once again. Fantastic figure. You can really get a ton of poses out of this. Really great. Now, continuing on, let's take a look at the accessories of the figure. First of all, we have its cockpit. Now, the cockpit, like the Guren, is similar in mold, but of course the color is different, and this time the color is in a light gray. The cockpit is in a light gray. Put our finger in there, and we can open the cockpit to review the pilot's seat itself. No figure of Tohdoh this time, but I don't really know. But I don't think the figures of the pilots are actually necessary. It would have been nice if they included it, but since they didn't, well, it's not too much of a loss there. Next, we have its air glide wings. The back. This is the back of the air glide system, the float system. Like the Guren Nishikis, they actually has a removable piece to reveal its Gefun net droids. The wings of the air glide system is in a little sealed plastic bag, and you have to use the scissors to cut open. Let me just get it open here. So to fix up the air glide system, it's very simple. Just attach the 2 wings to these 2 pegs. And of course the 2 wings are actually rotational, like so. And there we have it. The float system is assembled, and it is in a nice jet black color. Set it off to the side. We have his 2 hair pieces. Hair assemblies, hair pieces, whatever you want to call them. It's molded in a nice matte plastic finish, and it's in a nice maroon color as well. We have his two chest mounted guns. We have its 2 exchangeable hands to hold his sword, and finally we have the sword. And now this sword is actually the exact same one that the original GAH custom unit used. This is called the Seido To, and one of the features of this sword is that it has jets at the back to increase the speed and velocity or furiosity of the slash, I should say. Seriously, who doesn't love nice big swords? To attach the cockpit, we have to insert this peg into this T-hole over here. It attaches pretty well. There we go. And to attach the float system, we see another T-hole over here, and we have a T-peg here. Simply clip the float system on the back of the cockpit like so. Now the chest mounted guns are actually mounted on the sides of the heads. We simply just remove this piece and peg this gun into the hole that's there. But it's a pretty fiddly process, and I won't be doing it for this review. The exchangeable hands are just mounted on ball joints and can be changed easily. So in conclusion, Tohdoh's Zangetsu is definitely a great addition to the Robot Spirits line. For me, it is a must-get because I'm trying to collect all the Knightmare Frame figures of all the main characters. I'm going to be skipping out on the Akatsuki Jikisan because I really feel it's similar in design to Tohdoh's Zangetsu. And of course, I'll also be getting the Akatsuki Jikisan C.C custom that will be released as an exclusive for the Tamashii online shop. So I'm already going to get that. So I'll be skipping out on the Akatsuki Jikisan Knightmare Frame model. But it is pretty similar in design to Tohdoh's Zangetsu, and from what I can see, it is a fantastic figure. You have a ton of articulation in the arms, the legs, the body itself, the waist, and of course the hairpiece, which I actually forgot to mention. They are just attached on the pivot, and this peg is actually pretty unique because it actually provides a huge range of motion as well. It's not really ball jointed, but the peg is designed in a way so that the hairpiece can freely move around, and as you can see, it really stays in position. It's a fantastic figure. The accessories are awesome. The hand is made of soft plastic, so placing the sword into the hand is a very simple task. It's a great figure, great addition. If you have the money, definitely pick this figure. And of course, our next review will be on the Robot Tamashii Shinkiro that will be coming out this month, and I'm so looking forward to that. So this is Zach saying, see you guys in the next episode.